He's a managing partner at Wilds & Weinberg. He represents Melania Trump and her family on immigration matters. He's also the author of Safe Haven in America, Battles to Open the Golden Door. Michael, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ellie, for having me.
It's not an entirely open question. There are some legal scholars who say there are ways in which you can interpret the 14th Amendment in which the president, by executive order, or Congress can do certain things. But it's not as the president says, I don't need to make a constitutional amendment. In truth, it's not easy to deny people citizenship if they're born in the United States.
I don't know where the president is getting advice. In all truth, and with respect to my client, Mrs. Trump, and her family, the president can only issue an executive order if Congress is silent, if there is no authority, or they've ceded authority to the president. Here it's expressly in the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, Congress shall establish uniform rule of naturalization. Look at the 14th Amendment, those Reconstruction Amendments, 13, abolishing slavery, 14, concentrating on civil rights, talking and codifying that a person who's born here is a citizen, and 15, giving voting rights. The Supreme Court, in a famous ARC case in 1898, gives the whole notion, there was a Chinese Exclusion Act, that a child that was born to somebody who wasn't legally here, they couldn't become citizens, is a citizen. The 1952 Walter McCarran Act then codifies it further, declaring 8 U.S.C. 1401, a person born in the United States is a U.S. citizen. This whole argument is a false narrative. A child who comes into America cannot sponsor their parent until they're 21. There are protections in the law. If that child's parent did not come in legally, they can never be sponsored properly. So this is all, again, more political banter to get people to the midterm election.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We've had this conversation with legal experts like you, all of whom say very similar, very smart things that you have said, that the president, this is red meat, it's silly. But there are actual reasons why Americans should study, or at least know that the 14th Amendment exists, and take pride in the fact that that is how America decided to build a country. This isn't an accident. This isn't some technicality of an amendment to the Constitution. No, this is meaningful.
It's by design, and it has legal effect. If you reverse it, we'll go from 12 unlawfully present people to 24, and we'll have a caste system where certain people cannot do certain things, and we're going to go in a completely different culture and environment. Interesting case comes to my father, who's an immigration lawyer also. A plane is flying over, an American manned and flagged plane. A child is born on the plane. The child, when it lands, is an American citizen. The mother doesn't. We already have challenges. That child can't sponsor mom until 21 years later. Mom has to get her affairs in order. Look, the president knows that this is expressly there. He is trying to perform. I do not believe him to be a bigot, and I'm not here to defend the president. I'm here to say that this country, jus soli versus jus sanguine, we want to have that uniformity. Isn't it beautiful that a person who comes to this country...
Jus sanguine means blood.
Blood. We don't want to model a lot of... we have a little bit of jus sanguine in our system. Blood relatives can sponsor and so forth, or derive citizenship.
Right, it's not in and of itself, the idea of blood relatives is not problematic. It's the exclusive way in which you
And isn't there something charming that somebody who gives birth to a child here, and again, the notion of an anchor baby, I've never seen a woman come into our office so that 21 years later she can be sponsored, but the notion that a president of the United States, if they're born in America, could have been born to anybody. The fact is that this golden experiment, my book is called America's Golden Doors, Safe Haven in America. Our doors need to be hinged open. With the kind of language and rhetoric that we're taking now, we're slamming them. Now, we want to close them on people that would cause us harm. But this is just another one, I think, in poor taste before an election. This is theater, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be scared. It'll go away.
If people vote. Michael Wilds, good to see you. Thank you for being with us. Michael Wilds, the managing partner of Wilds & Weinberg, author of Safe Haven in America, Battles to Open the Golden Door. As we talk about the midterms and what